Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm yours, BringItDon, and I didn't want to miss out on any dialogue, so I went reloaded an old save, came through, already cleared out the stuff that I've already talked to her about, and now we're going to continue talking to Jamandi Aldori. Oh, sorry. What role do I play in your plans?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Isians hold over us is humiliating and costly. And the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going? The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Let's see, don't the Sword Lords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Coral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
What part does Restov play in this game?
Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
If Natala is already here, why did she let you grant me the title?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Sertova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view, and truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
See, I feel like a lot of what she's telling me is good to know. Because I have a feeling in the later parts of the game, this is going to be one of the plot points, is the civil war in this area. Alright, so what happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Oh man, I'm a little sniffly now. Alright, thank you for the explanation.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Alright, yeah, we already
course,
talked to her about
Keston
this.
gave me a full report.
I want to say, I don't need an envoy.
Don't think I'm trying to impose a nanny or a spy on you. We're neighbors now. You'll need someone knowledgeable about Brevoy's politics to act as an ambassador to your court. If you don't like Casil, you're free to choose someone else, but I won't be able to vouch for the loyalty or trustworthiness of another envoy.
Alright,
Enjoy your evening.
I'm gonna talk to the guests. Also, off camera. Not off camera. Well, also off camera, yeah. Oh, he's finally in my party. I can't level him up? Maybe not here. I have to go somewhere else to do it. He's 2 levels behind. Oh no, he only has that much experience. Really? Maybe that'll fix when we go back the thing, because he should... I have experience share on. It's a little upsetting. Yeah, off camera, I had Harem memorize some new spells finally. Divine Favor for now, Bane. I might do a Fear thing with him. Fear seems to be pretty potent overall. Let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, he's got level 3 spells. Oh, he has a domain slot as well. More about that later. And he just has Cure Moderate Wounds here, which I might replace with other stuff. I slapped some stuff in there real quick just so he had something there. And also, there's a commenter who gave me some really good advice, since I keep forgetting that I can be attacked from behind. Octavia and Lindsay were always in some kind of peril. He's recommended to give them, or use Vanish on them to keep them alive. And so she has a Wand of Vanish currently equipped. She has a Potion of Vanish, which I think is much more effective than the wand, because you don't have to cast it, you just drink it real quick and get a dodge. But yeah, that should help out a lot with them, because if y'all remember, they're in the wolf battle last episode. They almost got me. Alright, we'll start with talking to Harem over here, since he's over here. A feast in times of pestilence, a ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie, to digress from the contemplating one's own insignificance. Jeez Louise. Alright, so we'll talk to the companions real quick, because they just give us little dialogue boxes. They call us a feast. I'll show them real festivities if they let me. Pour up to the brims, so that... Oh, I must be drunk. I forgot the line. I'm Mary. Can't see anything. What's up? Their wine is alright. Nice and strong, but the appetizers... barely a mouthful. These people are not just celebrating. It seems your feat has given them new hope. Alright, should have... Oh, there's Valerie. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Try the eclairs. They're delicious. I do love eclairs. Aha, it's a victory. To freedom. Bottoms up. Bottoms up, yes. Okay. That's how people talk. Alright, let's start with this guy. Was it Hannes Drelev? This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. See, Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Let's see. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons. Heh. Of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army and no special merits. You're just given land for being pretty? Under other circumstances, I would have you whipped for such words. But let's not ruin Lady Outdoors' celebration. If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not very polite for a nobleman. Ha, politeness must be deserved. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Drelev turns around and looks away.
Without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah, there's a Inquisitor guest. Alright. Let's talk to Lander. Lander, a handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old, looks at you with a polite smile. So you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be a baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander? No last name, no title? Let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I'm an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jamani wants to impose her stepson on you as emissary Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you. both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Are you from Restovic nobility? Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I wanted to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to this wonderful party. Alright, I'll consider your proposal. Alright, let's talk to Maegor Varn. Maegor Varn. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail, with a few streaks of grey running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Maegor Varn, the new ruler of Dunsword, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. How did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varling Hosts. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. I've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own, it was a dream job. How do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelov. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of baron he is. Didn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. He said as much. He wanted our land, so... Yeah, I'm inclined not to trust this guy right off the bat. More so just this guy, because we have similar origins. But we don't really know how far like his ambition runs. You know, let's talk to Keston while we're here. Well, Tartuccio, Hick, well, Scum, and how did we... Maybe I've had one too many. Alright. Chandra Murphy. Ah yes, I see good old Restov hasn't changed a bit. Even the smell of the streets is the same. This is the Sratova. Natalia Sratova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary, sweet smile. You're not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you, in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you and your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once a civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Rostov to honor you. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to read this morning again. Well, I wouldn't count on that, even that really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her lowborn stepson, the green-skinned boy Cassiel. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murphy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natalia gives you a slight bow. I'd be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. Think on it, do not make any hasty decisions. I'm inclined to bring this guy. But also wouldn't mind having Casil along for the ride. But again, I don't know like their strengths and weaknesses or what have you. Svanki Keeg. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Aristil, made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Svanki Keeg, High Priest of Aristil and Restov. I saw how you fought beside Jamandi that night. Your guide granted you impressive power. Yes, I used to serve Aristul on the battlefield, but those days are long past. Now I call on his power to heal those who have fallen from a roof more often than anyone wounded by a sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forest and slay monsters, but I'm more useful to my congregation here, attending to more mundane affairs like hospitals, shelters, and charity fairs. Yeah, bringing law to the Soul Lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. This is truly a noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. Awesome. Do many people in Restov venerate Aristul? There are many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here. And no wonder, people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You dress surprisingly simple for such a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. The priests wear a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. Aristul keep you. Alright, well, I like him so far. I guess I talked to Casil. Yosef Selimius, an older man with full sideburns, looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well, no, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. You pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess, I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pataxian wine against you. I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem. I am Yosef Selimius, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this township and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. So you rule Restov. And what about the Aldori? Brevois politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Roslin, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now, after the certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Aldori sword lords used to rule the Roslin. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region. But it's not for nothing that Rostov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. What kind of events were you talking about? Selimius gives you a patronizing smile. Why, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house Rogarvia. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It'd be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof. All over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. Those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself. From what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? Sure, I'll accept it. Then it's a deal. I'll get everything in order right away and schedule delivery immediately. Cool. Alright, Jamandi.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Yeah, let's talk about the envoy.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
See, I don't know who Lander belongs to, though. Like, I know Chandra's intentions. She's obviously working for the Sertovas. And obviously, Casil is working for her. Who does Lander work for? He seems independent, and he's...
Oh, the heir of House Lebeda. Naive enough to think no one would recognize him here. I wouldn't trust him. Who knows what he has in mind?
See, now I don't know. But he seems independent of the other two, major factions right now. That's what I want. Let's begin.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Soundtrack's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Can't say much about the visuals right now. There's my mouse. Okay, there we go.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Hey, that's Reg's helmet. You give that back to him. Keston Garrus. Welcome, your grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seemed he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory, and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you're visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Outdoori, invested a great deal of resources into rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian is with Jode. You can always find Lindsay, just follow the noise and turmoil. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jode is right here. Aristov's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Doesn't only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Keston scratches his head. Let's see, what's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Alright, the main question is, where can I get a drink or 3? It's time to toast my victory. Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you, the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work. And, I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drink a little too much. It is a day for celebration. Alright, let's lead the way. Greetings, your grace. We're, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, your grace. I agree. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. So it's that guy. Looks like there's going to be one set up over here as well. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. The tavern's ale is blessed by Kalian himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. What's going on over here? Yeah, this isn't a statue of me. Tear that crap down. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Actually, I can. I can get the fire belly spell as a paladin. And breathe fire. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city, or keep their mouths busy with gossip. I didn't read the rest of that. Hey, Harem. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see to its full extent from this perch. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. Okay, and it kind of showed me where all my companions were at in the town. So that's nice. So I don't think I saw Lindsay, but she's probably in the tavern. Also, I really hope Tristian gets the experience that he's owed, because right now he's 2 levels behind. And while I may not use him, I still want him to be, caught up. Okay. Alright, so we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map, depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your Grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Hello, my dear friend. Lander Labita. It's a ridiculous name. The young noble from Brevoy who you've chosen as an emissary greets you with a distracted nod. I'm glad to see you in good health. I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. He makes a wide gesture with his hand, obviously meaning something larger than your throne room. But in truth, I shouldn't worry. A little effort and this barony will become a rich and prosperous land, right? So community +6, loyal +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3. New event, pillage the Temple of the Elk, trade agreement with Sertova, rebuild the Temple of the Elk, agreement with Yosef Salimius, Asvanki's offer, Tristan's training. Alright. Yeah, okay. I know about that. Alright, since ruling seems to be a new thing for you, I'll put the matter simply. There are 2 kinds of issues that the Baron must address. Boring ones and amusing ones. You have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you can give them orders from wherever it pleases you. But sometimes an urgent matter will arise, a dragon attack, or the visit of some noble dignitary like myself. Events like these demand the Baron's personal presence in the capital. We'll mark these events on the map too. According to ancient tradition of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. I know well that traditions can be tedious, but nevertheless, I advise that you visit the capital on important days. But here's the main thing. You should start choosing people to fill the key positions right away. Your clerics, Jode and Tristian, were the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now. I'm sure you'll make wise decisions. Of that, I have no doubt. Jode Kavkin. Is it a bow and arrow now? Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jode stumbled slightly. Though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. I am disgusted with whoever could do this. Jode exhales loudly, catching his breath. Now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital, rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there, back in ancient times. There's no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Aristal. I will go there as soon as I am able. I'd be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Alright, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit Bald Hilltop and resolve this issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Do I? Because I have no idea. Because I have yet to actually jump in on this. Alright, barony stats. Barony has 10 basic stats, each revised by an advisor. They're as follows: population, regent, loyalty, military economy, religion, foreign affairs, stability, magic, culture, and espionage. Stats increase if your governance is successful, and decrease if your events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot, and your state will begin to crumble. Alright, yeah, certain milestones. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the advisor tab on the right side of the screen. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Cannot be changed later in the game. So like that, because the character's name is Donland? Yeah, this'll work. Sure. Okay, so this is our it's our fortress. The map looks much better now. Alright, let's look at the advisors. That's 5 we have here. Regent. Link between the Baron and the people. Choose an advisor to fill this position. Valley strives to follow the letter of the law. Altavia always strives to solve problems peacefully. Libida makes decisions in favor of both his own interests and those of the barony. But he has +3. So I'm going to give him that. Counselor. This advisor ensures citizens remain loyal to the throne. Yeah, why not? He's already there. General, I'm going to put... Oh, wait, I can't put... They both have direct approaches. I thought I could put, what's-his-face in that position. The guard from that Jamandi gave me. I cannot remember his name. It's like Gares. His last name is Gares. It's Keston. I don't have any candidates for treasurer. High priest. Ooh. mean, Harem has the biggest bonus, so there you go, Harem. He should be an interesting priest to have in position anyway. Yeah, where does Keston go? I have all these other... He's not highlighted as anything. Who's this old guy right here? So right now we just have Strike. Did I just claim it? I'm gonna go with Lander on this one. 150 BP. How much BP do I have? Okay. Okay, so when I do stuff like that, it skips me forward 14 days. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay, so I'll wait for that because it says it's going to skip me forward 14 days. See how long have I been recording? Because I might do this in the next episode. Yeah, we're almost at 40 minutes. I don't know how long a lot of this stuff's going to take. I'll definitely, I think a lot of the kingdom management stuff I'll probably handle off camera, unless it's like specific events or what have you. Unless y'all want to see it. I mean, y'all are more than welcome to let me know. Okay, more talking. Tristian lowers his head. Greetings, Baron. I'm sorry to take you away from other affairs, but your people need you. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baron, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. Yeah, we should hold a fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. Tristian smiles warmly. We'll hold a common celebration, where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give to his people. Okay. Huzzah! Hey, Harem! Harem looks embarrassed. He runs a finger through his beard and clears his throat a few times, then speaks at last. I heard, not that is important, but, well... He clears his throat again. Heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them, or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Harem holds his beard in his fist. Well, Donal, I have a request. If you have any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Yeah, why do you ask this? Harem fiddles with his beard again. I shouldn't, probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know, it only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course, it's foolish and vain, but I still wish to look at them. Of course, Harem. If I find any dwarven ruins, I'll take you to them. Alright, and he thanks me. No problem, man. Unwanted legacy. Let's see. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently, and I noticed old Boken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate. After all, the old Grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, as the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. Then it struck me. Why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Okay. Alright, can Tristan... Really? He's stuck at level 3. I don't like that one bit. Wonder if that's... Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I'm not going to use them anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, well, I'm going to call the episode here. I guess it's just my storage, right? Yeah.
Forwards.
Guard, guard. Storyteller. Oh, there's Lindsay. Alright, we're going to call the episode here. Where does that go? Personal chambers. Let's check out my personal chambers. Then we'll call it an episode. So I can rest in here. Is there anything in here? Nope, just another storage thing.
I will guide us.
Alright, yeah, we'll wait till the next episode. We'll deal more with the barony itself. Maybe talk to some of these people, see what they have to say. See what the storyteller has to say anyway. Is that the blind elf they were talking about? He is an elf, and he looks like he's in some tattered clothes. Alright, anyway, we're going to call it here, and pick up in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you there.